Hello, hello, folks. This is Miguel from the Embargo Man channel. Well, okay, okay. I'm going to show you. All right, for all you baseball fans right there, but this is it. This is what it is that I will show you the future number one sports league in North America, where the NFL is going to number two. I am going to show you how the 2026 regular MLB season is going to look like. Well, what do you think? Okay, so this is what I'm going to talk about is this. This video I'm going to explain that I have seen where this go. Okay, so what's going on here and what is going on here, I'm going to explain to all of you. I already get to you diehard fans of the MLB until I would say this. It is like the MLS, all right? So you have, so you have Lionel Messi, all right? So all of suddenly that what's going on, the World Cup is going to come out in 2026, and what you have there is the some viewers. I have an Apple device. I don't know how I'm going to spend this. I need 1,000 subscribers on my channel, but how in the world, even though Spanish broadcasting TV would be what is called the sport called here as football here. I mean, how could be an MLS team would be Inter Miami, for example. I knew that I was seeing, a basketball game, and what I mentioned there was like the Casella Center almost right there. No, nobody's playing. No, I mean the Miami Heat are playing. Half of the people. I mean, there's a few people at the stadium. Everybody else went and see Messi on in and Inter Miami. All right. So what it is about this is that MLS on the weekends for anybody who has an who has an Android device, who don't have an Apple device or Apple TV subscription, went to get to see the games for people who knows English that don't know Spanish on Fox, on Fox local channels, or on FS and whatever. MLS on Fox should be there. And then if you broadcast not just Apple TV, but on Fox network, because there's NBC have Premiere, ABC, whatever, but Fox, yes, just Fox. That means that you multiply the viewership. Not just the ones that have with Apple TV subscriptions, but the ones without Apple TV subscription. When they go see, oh, on the weekends, oh, I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch New York FC or New England FC or whatever, right? So what's going to happen is this, and to say it all, when they even watch, oh, there's a soccer game, but not in the Univision, like Spanish network for people who don't know jack of Spanish and don't have don't have an Apple device or Apple TV subscription. They could go turn on the TV, check the local Fox network. They see their team playing or an MLS game playing without the blackouts. That's awesome. Playing on the TV. Why? Because I think is getting more revenue. Besides getting more revenue, not just Apple but Fox. Just only Fox. That means the people that could say that there's some MLS games giving out on FS, on the FS1, FS channel, FS1, FS2, Fox Sports channel, right? They could watch it. Or if they're viewed in the local Fox network, like in somebody in Miami, Florida, living. Oh yeah, Inter Miami's playing on Channel 7 on Fox. TV on, put tune into Channel 7 and watch the game glued in this. Plus, not just the audience that get the stadiums jam packed, but the viewers that is giving the MLB a run for its money. A run for its money. Alright, look. To say it all, I think the suggestions to, for people who don't have an Apple TV subscriptions or don't have an Apple device or whatever, that somebody with a Motorola phone, for example, say I want to watch an MLS game, I want to watch Inter Miami, they tune into the game is giving out on Channel 7 on a weekend, all right? They turn on Channel 7 in Miami, Florida, watching Inter Miami, living in Miami, Florida. Yet, that's how it be, and then where I'm going to do. And now, how would the MLS grow with not just the Apple TV, but showing up on the Fox channels, not just FS and the FS channels on cable, but the regular Fox channels like WSVN Channel 7 giving out an MLS game and so forth. What's going on is the viewership's going to be higher than the MLB. It's going to take, the NFL into the second place spot and so on, challenging the NBA and that the viewers of the sport, soccer, the global name football, would be glued on the TV. They'll be watching it more than the NFL games. Well, given a challenge to the NFL games, watching more than the MLB games, just to see certain markets that seen this and where all this goes. And I can tell you where did they air the 2026 FIFA World Cup if it's shown on Fox, alright? Well, after the contract with Apple is over, still do this, still broadcast on national TV, use Fox as the main network for the MLS games, and even if people don't have Apple TV subscription, people could watch it on national TV without paying a single dime. Advertisements will do the work and everything like that. Let's say, oh yeah, let's do advertisements for an AV or advertisements for beer. Yeah, and then they keep watching the soccer game, right? So they keep watching that. So what it is about this, because now I'm going from MLS on Fox to the CEO of Tesla, the CEO of SpaceX, the CEO of Twitter X, aka Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, alright? So, what it is with this, okay? So, and that's also to include to you guys watching this, you're like, what are you thinking about the facts of seeing this? Okay, the picture that I'm showing for is a baseball game in process where few people or nobody is going at the ballpark. That's how is going to be the 2026 MLB season, all right? Everybody else, or let's say, it's just saying, like, they might not even even play the game or whatever. because of the FIFA World Cup, or there are going to be less people at the ballparks. And this is the plain bare bones truth. It happened before. I mean, it is to say you wanted to protect America's pastime. Yes, America's pastime. Well, first of all, the America's pastime, what is called baseball, for 100 and something years, that has been there. The MLB has been in the U.S. forever. All right, so what's going on is get ready to see people living within their own cities. All right, I mean, this is just besides American football, there's or basketball, there's baseball. I can tell you what. The only difference with all this, with the American diehard baseball fans, and I want to compare all this apples and oranges. Let's compare West versus East in all aspects of everything. All right. So, for a matter of fact, when you go there and you could see, oh, your team left the town you live. All right. But this is nothing new. This is nothing new. It has been 30 years for the NFL to surpass the MLB, even though it started in the 1920s. 30 damn years, from the 1960s. All right, 1920s to the 1960s, 30 years. All right, so did anybody complain that American football, football that we know in the U.S. has surpassed baseball as the number one sport in America and went to number two? Well, would people complain when it went from number two to number three when the NBA started to catching up with fans and saying, "Oh, look, it been some certain time. It takes like that to go from number two to number three." When Michael Jordan came around and people will try, "Oh, this guy is awesome." Not just Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and then people are just going, "All right, to some people, to some extent, okay, this baseball is so damn boring. I mean, let's watch some basketball." Boom, slip to the third spot. Now, was going to be this hockey. This is just another sport that is the NHL, Canada's pastime. All right. I mean, playing in states like New York City, like to say people going to Rangers games and stuff, haven't even slipped to number 4. It is because the MLS, soccer, what is globally known as football, has been cashing on so rapidly. And then you are now notice it, even if I am liking American football, saying the NFL and stuff, right? Look, I seen this, and then what I read about 73,000 people at a 2018 MLS final, it would give me like, you know what? I'm not gonna be just shocking or whatever it is, but understanding in one way or the other, 70,000 on Super Bowl 53 versus 73,000 on the 2018 MLS Cup win final, when Atlanta FC won their final MLS, their first MLS Cup, and 73 people went to that game at the same stadium, all right, in Atlanta, Georgia. What that means is that the NFL is ready to say, going to the number 2 spot. And when that happens, the MLS final or the MLS Cup final will be bigger than the Super Bowl in North America, and then what you going to be afraid? You wanted to afraid to keep the number third spot, what is called America's pastime, going from this number three sport in America to be number four. The MLB is going to be number four. Why the MLB is going to be number four, right? First of all, there's one thing. The only thing that's going to happen is, like, I knew that I've seen videos of MLB teams relocating. Okay? Relocating to where? Relocating to markets where they have a fair chance of baseball fans, and where they have people from countries where baseball is a really strong sport, versus to what is the growing popularity of a new sport like soccer, to say, well, it's not worth it. Why in the world that the Oakland A's left Oakland and moved to Las Vegas? Why in the world is the Oakland Raiders move to Las Vegas? For one reason is, the reason is the NFL is going to be strong, but most likely is going to affect more on the MLB teams than the NFL teams or the NBA teams, to some point of reason. Why? When the MLS have plans of expansion, then other leagues see, is it going to take some time, or they just going to leave because they don't want to see the outcome. The outcome means empty stadiums, people not showing up at baseball games. They prefer to go to an MLS game or some other minor league soccer game instead of an MLB game. And the reason why this is happening is because the MLB is going on fourth place. And some of you sense, what is going on? There's a reason why there's a lower attendance. Well, there's why attendance in baseball games are going more south than north, is because the change of dynamics. That's the reason why. It happened when there is, and the relocations and all that stuff is for a reason, and they have various reasons, not just poor attendance, but when it comes to a new sport that is coming to town that is very popular in Europe, in parts of America, in parts of Asia, and so on, right? To say, where is America's pastime still number one? In what country? It's not the United States of America, but it's number one in Japan. Yep, it's number one in Japan. It's number one in certain countries in Latin America, but it's number one in Japan, right? So, when I'm talking about all this, that the only market, the best market to hold an MLB franchise will be in the state of Hawaii. Why the state of Hawaii? Because in Hawaii, they have lived so many expats, people who are from Japan residing in Hawaii. That is just to say, Japan is one of those baseball crazed countries. That what is going on is that, let's say, look at the San Diego Padres. All right. They're going to become the Honolulu Padres. And where that is, because if there's an MLS team in San Diego, that's what the MLS does. By the time MLS team hits San Diego, then the Padres are going to settle in, moving from California to the state of Hawaii. And in that market, where you have so many people from Japan residing in Hawaii, it's gonna be better off, better revenue in Honolulu than the lower revenue take it that an MLS franchise is taking away fans away from the baseball game, letting the attendance going south and let the MLS attendance of the San Diego MLS franchise go north. That's the reason why. But just saying of all this and talking about Japan, talking about World Cup, talking about all this, if there's one way, just 2026, if to say that Japan is in soccer, I mean this is I'm talking about Elon Musk at the World Cup, seeing the potential that where he's going samurai blue. All right, this Elon Musk is just the potential to say his own version to what is Japan's equivalent to the NFL, what the American football did to baseball back in the 1960s. But it's just one thing is that one, but he's going to do it with soccer, and his potential money putting in, even if Tesla electric cars in the damn cold will get a failure, and there's a new technology, maybe hydrogen replacing electric vehicles because they're getting more used to cold or whatever it happens, right? So the investment on the money that Musk will do, he will get teams. He might go to Europe. He might go to Saudi Arabia. He might go to all these clubs that Elon Musk will do. See if Japan is going to third place or second place or probably winning the 2026 World Cup. Who knows, right? He will go samurai blue on this, but he will say he will call some of the players. Okay, there's MLS. There's the Saudi Arabia team. There's the league from China. He creates a new league from Japan. And then he's going to be like an anime character pretty soon. Elon Musk as an anime character in one of the anime soccer, whatever it's called. Put him as an anime character, right? So what's going to be is this. It's going to be so similar to what the NFL have done with the MLB, how American football did with baseball. But in Japan, Elon Musk will do the same thing, the equivalent. I think he might call it the Super J League, all right? He might call it the Super J League for some reason why. The Super J League might be Elon Musk's own idea to say, let's improve the game in that Asian country versus people are getting so good at, or they're in third place, or they won the World Cup for the first time and an Asian country won, or, Japan. As to what's going on is they have the NPB, that's the Japan's equivalent to the MLB, the NPB, is going to happening like what happened to the MLB in the 1960s, and sort of that the only difference that if you losing the the MLB losing the number 3 spot that is taken away from the MLS is that that says what you gonna do. You have some crazy ideas, and what else? And even you have even plans to ban the sport, right? If you have even plans to ban the sport, that's just a ridiculous idea. But after all, that is some of you, not all of you. But then if you are like some of them that say, let's accept the change, and it is, what is the difference with the American culture and Japanese culture in a ways that once something new comes is going to just on soccer, not on American football, just on soccer, was going on with Musk's new league to call him the Cristiano Ronaldo, that he could play, that Cristiano Ronaldo could play for Japan or anybody, or all these stars from soccer, or from globally known as football, right? That sport, right? So what's gonna happen? They team them up. They call in some players. Cristiano Ronaldo will go and playing for Elon Musk's new league that he created in Japan, right? So what's going on is that the baseball fans in Japan will not be like the same as the baseball fans in the USA, to say, look at this, why in the world is why in the world, some of you, why in the world is baseball attendance is going south? Why in the world the MLB attendance is going south? Then I'm gonna say, why in the world does the NPB is going south? No? Was the response? Okay, very interesting. I'm gonna check this league out. Elon Musk will become an anime character, and what you got there, people just like people, baseball fans in the past in the United States, trying to accept that. Let's say, like some of you saying, okay, you'd rather prefer to go to a Giants game instead of a Yankees game, right? Then the same thing gonna happen with Elon Musk own Super J League in Japan. People say, I'm gonna say, they're gonna just go to see put it this way, I'm gonna just make that up. Instead of seeing the Hogs, they're gonna go to see Fukuoka FC, or instead of seeing one of the biggest baseball teams in Tokyo, Japan, to Tokyo FC. And what is going on is the same thing. They won't accept the changes. They're not gonna brag about it, just like some of you diehard MLB baseball fans in the United States would brag about why in the world is MLB losing attendance, why the attendance is going south. Let me tell you what, American football is going to be strong. What the MLS has done to the NFL is what the NFL has done to the MLB, to slip the MLB on second place. The MLS will slip the MLB into fourth place. What Elon Musk new league, football league or soccer league, what is called in North America, has lead his Super J League to be the NPB to be number 2, and it would lead to be he led to be with all the stars, having Cristiano Ronaldo and all that stuff. That the same thing will happen in MLS, and Luka Modric plays in an MLS franchise in Pittsburgh. But yeah, MLB is going to number 4. It's going to lead to it's going to lead to fans still going to go to their baseball games, but they're still going to go to the soccer games, and says, oh, there's a new sport in town. Okay, not so many people will like it, and then it's going to be the same thing. It's going to happen all over. That it's so different. What was with the Japanese fans, and baseball will become the number 2 sport in Japan, Soccer will become the number one sport in Japan thanks to Elon Musk. You know? And that's how it is for a smart businessman. All right? So the businessman will be investing in something. All right? So the main thing is, if you are a person, or whatever it is this. All right? If you are a businessman, you're a person, you own, you make electric cars, spaceships, own X, formerly known as Twitter, you form a soccer league in Japan, and you make the right business decisions, then you got all set to have a baseball crazed country, to have their sport that is number one, what is America's pastime known, and twist and turn to give baseball the number two spot to stay number two in Japan, right? That's what's going to happen. And for saying all this, folks, you know what's going on. Sit onto your butts. You know that relocations are going to happen. I myself, living in Florida, I noticed that I seen Montreal, just another team losing their another town in Canada losing their baseball team, and is one thing that could happen is this: that after Lionel Messi wins the MLS Cup for Miami, then what's going on in here is going to be like seeing the city of Montreal and seeing the city of Miami losing the Miami Marlins. And what's going on with this trend is going to happen in your town. Get ready to lose your MLB franchise being lost because of soccer, because of the MLS has took over the MLB, relocation and everything like that. That means that when that day comes, you have Messi, you have Suarez, you have everybody in the MLS winning, and having Inter Miami winning a couple of MLS Cups. Then I could say, look at that, Montreal Expos. Montreal Expos have won 2 World Series when they're the Florida Marlins, all right? And then they moved to Montreal for some reason why. And that is going to happen pretty soon, because what it is, the sport of international football, known as soccer in North America, is going to hit you hard in the head for all you some loyal baseball fans that you want to save baseball. If you want to save baseball, I mean, their solution is that, have some fans, promote it, do whatever thing, but please don't think of banning one sport just to save another, So take care. Goodbye, folks. See you on the next video on Embargo Man. And please don't forget to hit the bell button and enjoy and support your sport. Even if you live in the USA, that it goes from 3rd to number 4. Or when you live in Japan, when it goes from number 1 to number 2. Alright? The folks in Japan is going to feel the same heat as what some baseball fans have felt when the NFL has surpassed the MLB. Goodbye.